Good morning, investors and traders. And in today's segment, we'll be talking about Ethereum's price prediction once again. And we'll look at everything through the technical analysis price lens and really try to make sense of Mark Cuban's price prediction of 100,000 Ethereum for one Ethereum. So let's have a further discussion on that. But before we do that, as always, it is important for us to go through this disclaimer, which is right in front of you. And now I'll bring out the MT4 platform. Unfortunately, MT4 platform isn't really going to give us all the price prediction. So I will bring out the EverTrade Grow platform and really show the what are those price prediction. Now, if we look at some really important people in the crypto space, such as the owners of Gemini Trade, the Winklevoss brothers, Tyler, so he also believes that Ethereum can easily touch 100,000, and Mark Cuban has also said that one Ethereum can go all the way to 100,000. But remember, previously we have talked about Ethereum's prices touching to that 5,000 in the short term, and in the long term they can go up to 10,000. But looking at what people like Mark Cuban and the overall sentiment in the market, I think there could be a possibility that if the current momentum continues in the way that we are seeing, Ethereum prices could potentially, one Ethereum can potentially reach 25,000 per Ethereum, and of course, all of that is purely based on prediction only, and based on the fact that we have seen a very decent momentum and interest among institutions who really believe that Ethereum is massively undervalued, and then we are consistently experiencing massive inflow, money inflow into Ethereum's ETF, and institutions buying Ethereum. So let's have a look at everything through the technical analysis price lens, as we discussed earlier. So this is your monthly chart, and then you can see for the last number of months, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nearly 8 months of consecutive rally. And then this particular rally is really telling us that this has become very intense during this month, really. And of course, the last month we saw that rally also picking up a lot of momentum. But the big momentum really sort of started at the beginning of this year, and now we do see that momentum picking up at its highest level. And of course, yesterday there have been some warnings as well when it comes to Ethereum by certain institutions who are talking about that Ethereum, there could be some froth, meaning Ethereum's price could be overbought. And of course, there is no doubt about that, because we have 8 consecutive months of gains, and now that momentum seems to be at its peak. So we could potentially see some sort of a retracement, but I think that retracement may not be coming before Ethereum touches that 5,000 or at least that 10,000 price level. Now when we switch the time frame and go on to our weekly time frame, we still see that yes, okay, we had a very small week of losses, but after that prices continued their journey. So if we count them, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and really 7 consecutive weeks of gains as well. And this particular week we are seeing less momentum in comparison to the last 2 weeks. So again, there could be an evidence of that momentum slowing down a little bit, but again, I think it is very likely for the prices to touch the 5,000 price level first before we really see any sort of a meaningful retracement. And on the daily time frame, what we do see is actually slightly bit more different, because on a daily time frame we see momentum reviving once again, and then we see a bit more inflows, bit more major moves coming back into Ethereum, because as you can see that yesterday we had a very decent gain, and the day before those ones we also saw some big fluctuations in prices, but obviously there was indecision. So the decision wasn't really made by the investors because the prices closed near their open prices. The same happened the day before, but the day before these 2 days did confirm massive momentum, and again it seems like that massive momentum is coming back once again, which is going to push the price to us, possibly to us, that 5,000 price level. Now, in terms of our important support and resistance zone, as we've discussed earlier, I think that the important resistance zone still remains in around that, 5,000 sort of a price level, which is just over here. As you can see that this is the important resistance level that I have marked right over here, the 5,300 to 5,394. But even after that, if the prices continue to move higher, then we really likely to see this particular price move at least see moving all the way to 7,000 really before we will see anything else. But until then, the 5,000 sort of a price level, around 5,300 to 5,394 is an important sort of a resistance. And as for this one, that 43 to 40, 44 to 45, really, I think what we could do is we could really kind of write off these particular levels, because they are very likely to be broken. And really, the important resistance is really at 5,000, so sort of a 5,300 sort of a price level. So even it may not be any harm if we actually move these ones to all the way to here, where these ones are actually, let's delete these ones, these green lines, because we wanted to associate only green lines with our support zone. So we are going to move our resistance zone between 5,068 to 5,187. So that is really the sort of a target that we'll be very much focused on, given the recent momentum that we are seeing. And folks, there is another really big positive sign also coming up when it comes to Ethereum's price, and then that particular prediction is really coming from a 30-minute time frame, and that is that the 50-day simple moving average has crossed above the 100-day simple moving average. Obviously, this has happened after a very long time, because the last time the 50 crossed above the 100-day simple moving average, because this is your 50, this is your 100, and this is your 200, was back in early May. And when it happened at that time, price easily was able to add, nearly about $600 to $700, nearly about $1,000, about $700 into its price action. So again, another $700 from here is nicely going to bring us towards our 5,000 sort of a price level prediction, the one that we have talked about right around here. So that $700 price level can easily bring us into this resistance level. So I think 5,000 is very, very likely, and that big massive signal is here now. All right, if you like the content, don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll see you guys same place tomorrow.